Hi, my name is Kim. I'm an introvert that travels the world whilst being on a tight budget, and today we're going to be talking about the future of travel. I've had quite a few messages from you asking me when do you think we'll be travelling again, things like this, and I thought that I'd try and address some of those things in this video. Because the UK is bringing in a 14-day quarantine for any new visitors arriving, I thought that now would be the ideal time to make this video too. So the biggest question I've had asked is, Kim, when will we be travelling again? And I live in Wales, and the Welsh Government has just announced that our lockdown is going to be extended for at least another 3 weeks, so not in the next 3 weeks. Transport Secretary Grant Shapps has been pressured to try and answer if we'll be travelling again in the summer. His answer has been, as long as the World Health Organization advise against all essential travel, then we can't travel. He's not willing to put any sort of time frame on it, which I guess is understandable. About a month and a half ago, I made a video saying that I thought we'd be travelling by mid-September, but you have to bear in mind that that video was made a few days before lockdown was announced, and it came out the day that lockdown was announced in the UK. At this current point, we've been in lockdown for nearly 50 days, and I didn't think that was going to happen, and we've got another 21 days to go on top. I thought that COVID-19 was going to be something like SARS was in 2003. I remember travelling during SARS, and the only difference that I can remember is that when I was travelling from Vancouver, Canada to London Heathrow, being given a slip of paper of what SARS was, the symptoms, information about it, information about quarantine, and that's all I can remember from it. I can't remember it being that big of a massive disruption to the travel industry. So when will we be traveling again? I can't say for sure. All I can do is make like an optimistic hope that we'll be traveling again by November, because I want to go to Iceland. Thank you. And say we are traveling in November, what will airline travel look like then, potentially? Let's have a look. At the airport. So some flights are still running for essential travel, and basically what those airports have implemented is things that the government have been advising us to do anyway. Things such as social distancing, placing hand sanitizer throughout the terminal, making sure that we wash our hands, especially before and after security checkpoints. Procedures in place so that people can be more evenly spread out throughout the terminal building, and advising people to use the electronic check-in if at all possible. So some countries have a more of an innovative approach, such as Hong Kong International Airport, where they've set up booths that spray you with disinfectant, much like those automatic spray tanning booths, but instead of being sprayed with spray tan, you're being sprayed with disinfectant, which I'm not too sure that I'd be overly comfortable with that. They've also are trialling little automated robots going around using UV light to clean. So they basically like stand in a place and spread out UV light that's supposed to kill little microbes. For the foreseeable future, you're probably gonna have a longer wait at the airport. So make sure you get to the airport in plenty of time for your flight. Be patient, because they are implementing new things for it to be safer for you. On the aeroplane, so there are going to be a few things that airlines are going to put in place to try and make travelling by plane as safe as they can for you. Those things include staff and passengers wearing face masks, the middle seat of aisles being left empty for social distancing, and extra cleansing and sanitisation of the aeroplane between flights. Some airlines have gone a step further, with Korean Air giving their flight attendants full PPE, so gowns, gloves, masks, to make sure that they're kept safe. With the implementation of middle seats being kept empty on aeroplanes, this may push the price of the airline tickets up. Some concept designers have been busy designing new ways that in the future we could see the layouts of the seats on the planes differ. Italian design firm Avio Interiors, who specialise in designing interiors of planes and seat designs for aeroplanes, have come up with new ideas that they think may be able to be implemented in future plane designs. These are ways that they think that could help with the social distancing aspect of travel. One of their designs involves a sort of forward, backwards, forwards design along the aisle of people. So one sort of cube will be facing forward with another cube facing backwards and the other cube facing forwards with plexiglass between them, so the passengers are less in contact. I'm not quite sure how I'd feel about that. I don't think I'd want to be the one facing backwards on a plane. I get a little bit sick when I go on a train backwards. So can you imagine like takeoff and landing and you're the one that's facing backwards on the plane? I don't think I'd enjoy that. Another design they've come up with is more like the sort of standard seating that you get, but with a sort of plexiglass cage around you to try and stop sort of germs and stuff touching you as much. Would you feel comfortable sitting in any of these seats? Let me know in the comments down below. At the destination. So with the UK bringing in a 14-day quarantine period for any new arrivals, some countries are bringing in a way for you to circumnavigate that 14-day quarantine period. Vienna in Austria are having COVID-19 testing at the airport. So when you arrive, you get tested and you only have to stay in quarantine as long as the test takes to process, as long as it comes back negative, which is 2 to 3 hours, rather than having to wait the full 14-day quarantine. The only downside of this is that you have to pay €190 or around £166 for the pleasure. But what will your destination look like once you've arrived? Some beachside resorts that rely on tourism are trying to come up with ways that they can still continue to run whilst implementing social distancing rules. Some of these ideas include putting plexiglass around sun lounges, having every other hotel be empty, or if every hotel is going to be open, every other room to be empty so that they can better control their customers. Pools to be closed to guests, restaurants to have tables spaced out further from each other, and buffet restaurants to bring in a la carte dining. Would you still travel? Bearing in mind the inconvenience that will happen from future travel, would you still be interested in travelling? I think the biggest inconvenience to me would be the 14-day quarantine period. As somebody who likes to do sort of short hops places, short little city breaks, going into quarantine for 14 days wouldn't be something that I'd be able to do if I just want to nip somewhere for the weekend. Some places are bringing in the COVID-19 testing at the airport, but I travel on a budget quite a bit, and having £166 to pay on top of what I'm already paying for my trip may make a lot of my trips unsustainable. What do you think the future of travel is going to look like? Let me know in the comments down below. I bring out 2 informative videos every week, so make sure that you subscribe and ring that notification bell. Also, a few weeks ago, some of you may have noticed that I live streamed for a short amount of time. Basically what that was a test for a new feature that I want to bring in, which is coming in on Friday at 6 PM UK time. Basically, I want your input into the scripting of my videos. I want your help. I want you to be involved in the video making process with me. So come join me 6 PM on Friday, this Friday, and it's going to happen every Monday and Friday then, 6 PM, where you can come and help me write scripts and you can be part of the video. You can be included in the video too. Basically, I want to know your stories, tips and trips for traveling, and what I'll be doing is basically saying what a few of the next videos are going to be, and we can all have a chat about them, or we can even come up with maybe new video ideas. But come be involved in the creation of videos here. I'd really love you to come. So 6 PM Friday, come join in. I'm excited. Come visit me, please. So if you want to travel but can't because we're in lockdown, I'm going to put a video up here which is basically going to say the things that I do as somebody who loves to travel, what I'm doing at the moment to make me not feel so crazy about not traveling. And here I'm going to be putting the pros and cons, basically long haul versus short haul flights, fighting against each other. Which one's best? Is it worth it? So I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you again. Enjoy your life. Ta-da!